Hello, this is Dr. Tony Evans, and I am so excited to be with you for the Daily Drive with Lakepointe Church as we look at Psalm 128 and find out how to live all of life under God. Happy Monday, everybody. One day a man was visiting a friend of his who lived on a farm, and he had to pass the barn. And as he was going past the barn, he stopped because he noticed somebody had been using the barn for target practice. There were 20 holes. There was in the middle of 20 bullseyes, in the middle of 20 targets. Perfect shooting every time. He got back in his car, went to visit his friend, John. John came to the door. He said, "John, I passed your barn. There were 20 targets, 20 bullseyes, a hole in the middle of each bullseye. Who did that shooting?" John said, "Well, that was me." He said, "Well, where did you learn to shoot like that?" "Oh," he says, "I shoot first, then I draw a picture of the target around the hole." So you see, it's easy to look like you're on target. Really, you can look like you're on target when really you only know how to paint. You can paint a picture that looks like all is well. There's a lot of picture painting in our world today of people giving the facade of things going well. But when you look at it closely, it's not that they can shoot, it's that they can surround themselves with the right people, the right environment, the right job, the right church, and they can look like they're living a life on target. The question is, what does a life on target look like, and how does it function? And so Psalm 128 gives a great summary of a life on target. It begins with how blessed is everyone who fears the Lord. The fear of God means to take God seriously, as opposed to taking God casually. We live in a world that God is good for invocations and benedictions as long as he stays out of the stuff in between. We want God in the vicinity. We want him like on the loop, close enough to give you access, far enough not to be bothered with. But he says, how blessed. Blessing is divine favor. Blessing is where God dispenses his goodness to our benefit. Blessings is where God works to us in order to work through us. Blessings are never to stop with you. That's why he told Abraham, he says to Abraham, "I'm going to bless you, and through you, all the nations of the earth will be blessed." So you can't say you're blessed if it stops with you. If you're a cul-de-sac and not a conduit, then you have not finished channeling blessing, because blessing is always to be a flow through. And that blessing is tied to your fear of God. That is, you don't take God casually, you take him seriously. My late wife, Lois, one day asked me to go to Walmart to get some things for her, and I hate anything with Mart in its name. If Mart is in its name, I'm not interested in it. But she had some things to do, so I got up and wanted to be the first one in and the first one out of Walmart. Well, when I arrived, the rest of Dallas had beaten me there. I mean, the parking lot was full, and I got my goods, stood in this long line. I'm trying to figure out why all these people are here this early. Come to find out, this Walmart was having a store-wide sale. So people had showed up to get their goods at reduced prices. Well, that's what's happened with God these days. Everybody wants God. They just want him on discount. As long as it's God on sale, they'll shop there. The moment he comes full price, they'll shop elsewhere. That means they don't take God seriously. If you want favor to be dispensed to your life, if you want to see God moving in and through your being for your well-being and the well-being of others who are in connection with you, well, you're going to have to take God seriously. And how do you do that? Well, we're going to find that out tomorrow when we pick this up as we walk through Psalm 128.